What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike from Trouble Down Productions and NerdFeed.com. This is going to be a cool little discussion video that I put together for you guys on the top 3 people I think is going to get the bashing from Negan when he gets there in season finale. Check it out. Now, I have already given my thoughts and opinions on the casting of Negan by JDM, and if you want to check that out, I will put the link in the description below. But before we get into my 3 picks, I want to show you guys some footage from a con that JDM was at, and somebody actually asked him about the role of Negan. So check this out.
Hi Jill, how are you?
Just curious if you would be willing to share any personal feelings toward your next role that you're going to be taking, having been Pop Winchester loved, that your next role is going to be loved to be hated.
Yeah, I'm prepping for some hate mail. Yeah, the role we're talking about is in The Walking Dead. The role of Negan. It's a whole different ballgame. Y'all know about Negan? Me too. That's why I did it. Here's what I will tell you about Negan, because most people know me from, well, let's speak in the world of television. Most people know me from Danny Duquette, John Winchester. Thank you. Accident recently, and now people are watching The Good Wife. So when my agent and manager called, they said, you've been offered this thing on The Walking Dead. It's to play like a big bad. And at that time, they didn't know the character's name because I think it was supposed to be a secret. And I'm like, is it fucking Negan? And they're like, I don't know, we're gonna have to call you back. Hold on a second. And I'm like, no, it's fucking Negan. And I'm fucking doing it. Most of them say fuck all the time. But because you're kind of so used to me playing a certain role, and again, God, if there's little kids in here, I apologize. I've kind of become accustomed to playing sort of a good guy, maybe a rough exterior, but a heart of gold in there somewhere. So I think the challenge for me in this role is going to be, is there any heart in Negan? And for me, I look at that as a challenge as an actor, and that's the kind of thing that I embrace and really look forward to. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be cool, and I hope y'all tune in and watch, because I promise you it'll be something different than you've seen me do.
I don't know about you guys, but he looked ready. Like, he looked like he's ready to be the part, and it really kind of made me even happier to know that he knew who Negan was already, you know what I'm saying? So that was really cool. Alright, so on to my top 3 people. Now, my first choice is going to be Glenn, and the only reason why I say this is because it was him in the comics that got it in issue 100, and other than that, the shock value of it at the time, it was probably one of the most heart-wrenching things that could have happened. Now, the whole other death that we seen during the prison breakout, comic readers, you know what I'm talking about, that was kind of heartbreaking too. But this right here, man, this really took the cake as far as I was concerned when I, was reading issue 100. As much as I would hate for them to take Glenn out of the story completely, there's been speculation that he's still alive. I think he's still alive, but there's been also a lot of people saying that, at the end of the season, it's going to happen that way anyway. And there's not, to my knowledge, there's not been one death on the show that was exactly the same as the comics. But this particular death, it was such an impact on the storyline and the readers, I'm almost inclined to say that they might just do this death the exact same way. The only other reason I would think that they would not do it the same way is because they know us comic readers are probably expecting something like that to happen. So that's could be why they don't do it, and they may even play it a different way. My second choice, now don't hate, Daryl Dixon. Now I'm going to tell you why. And it's because I believe, see, I haven't liked Daryl Dixon since about end of season 2, middle of season 3, something like that. And then after that, I just had enough of Daryl. But I think it's a high possibility it could be him. Number one, because Norman Reedus has another show now that he's starting to do. Now, they very well could film in between slots. He's done that before. So it's not impossible for him to do that. So they could be playing it like that. Although, this could be a way of writing him out of the story and letting Dwight take over. Because Dwight is pretty much the same character as Daryl in the comics. Almost. The attitude is different. And I say Daryl with good reasoning because of the shock value. Now, with the way that they market the show and the games and everything else that they got for The Walking Dead almost, it's all like they revolve it around Daryl Dixon. So it puts us in, puts it in our heads that he's going to be safe. And with all the fangirls and everything else that he's got, everybody's so hard up on him not dying, you know what I mean? He's not going to die. He might not die this season, but I think it's a good possibility because of the same reason they did it in the comics for Glenn. I think it's a shock value thing. I think that if they took Daryl out, it would, there's only probably a small amount of people who would really believe that it could be Daryl. But, that's just what it is. I think it's going to be Daryl. I think he's a damn good candidate for it anyway. And finally, the last person I have on my list is Morgan. And I say Morgan, I don't want Lenny James to leave the show. I love Lenny James. I love the character. There's a lot of people that don't like the character, though. But the people that do like Morgan's character are really strong-headed about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Morgan is a really good character. And I like a lot better what they've done with him in the show than what they did with him in the comics. That is the one character I can say that I like better in the show. I do know that Lenny James is a very busy man. He had another show that he was the lead cast of that ended up getting canceled, which got him the slots back open for season 6 of The Walking Dead. I don't think, with the way that they're playing his character, the way that they're writing him with the no-kill rule or whatnot, I don't think his character is going to make it out of the season. And I think that if it's him that Negan kills, I personally think it will get Negan just as hated for, killing Glenn or killing Daryl. Maybe not Daryl, but killing Glenn and killing Morgan, I think would give Negan the same amount of hate, which is what they're going for. You got to... The way they introduced him in the comics it was almost like when he did what he did, it was like, Jesus, dude, I do not like this guy. But over time, he just kind of started to grow on you like a virus. But those are my 3 top picks. Comment below and tell me who your pick is, because I love to always hear you guys' comments. And if you haven't joined my group, Dead to Zombies, do so. I'm doing a giveaway for a Season 5 DVD in there, and it will be running until next week sometime. So check that out if you want a chance to win on that. Also, thank you for all of my subscribers and everybody who watches my channel, because I looked this morning, we just hit like over 200 subscribers. It's like at 203 or something, and that is just, it's awesome. And I love you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Dead to Zombies, nerdfeed.com. You guys rock.
Better run, here we come, it's the day of the